All right, the Shaq build y'all have been asking for right here, number 34, Shaquille O'Neal. Obviously, do whatever you want. We're making it at center. Now, 7 foot has been looking like, I'm labbing the 7-footer, right? And I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna make it at 7 foot. But something I noticed, as you go up in height, the max wingspan normally goes up by 1 inch. Like for example, 6'10 max wingspan is 7'6". 6'11 max wingspan, 7'7". 7 foot max wingspan is 7'8". But then check this out, 7'1", boom, you go to 7'10". You gain 2 inches on your wingspan when you go 7'1". Then you continue to gain 1 inch as you go to 7'2" and 7'3". So I didn't want to make a Shaq build with 30 speed. I wanted to be able to be mobile and get up down the court in some 5v5 games. So I figured 7'1" would be that nice sweet spot, just because, you know, you're gaining that extra wingspan on an inside build. That wingspan is going to be valuable, and at 7'1" we'll still be able to move. So we needed to make sure we could get 95 strength in order to get the badges that we wanted. So we went as heavy as we could while still maintaining a 60 speed, just to have decent speed to get up and down the court. Moving on to the attributes, we're gonna start off with exactly what we just said. We're going 95 post control is Shaq. Remember, want to be dominant in the paint. 95 post control gets you the Hall of Fame post up poet, and then you slap on 95 strength to that as well, and then you get the real Shaq badge, which is down here with post powerhouse. These two badges together are a deadly combination. The post spins, the post drop steps, throwing your shoulder into people and just knocking them under the hoop so you can go up and dunk, go up and lay the ball in. They are Shaquille O'Neal go-to badges, go-to play style. Everything you could want in a Shaquille O'Neal build, you're going to want these badges. The post powerhouse, in the video that I posted a couple days ago, I used my badge max +1 to put it up to legend post powerhouse, and it is devastating on this build. You are dominant in the paint. We had 40-point triple doubles in the rec. You are a beast down low. Anytime you get a switch, or even if you just have the center on you, it does not matter. You are going to be absolutely dominant inside, and that's what you need on a Shaquille O'Neal build. So along with that post control and that strength, of course, we're gonna want standing dunk. Now, 72 standing dunk, once you put the vertical on, gets you the bronze rise up. It is actually very good, but we're talking about Shaq. We're pushing this all the way up to gold rise up. I have some builds with 72 standing, as I said, with that bronze rise up, and it is very good. But with bodies around you and you're fighting through contact and you want to do standing meter dunks and all that, I feel like the 90 is a nice sweet spot. I've seen people go all the way up to that 95, and you know, you try to go even higher than 90. It just gets very expensive, and we already invested so much into our post control and our strength that I think that 90 was a beautiful threshold. Now, in order to get that gold rise up, as you see, you only need 66 vertical, but vertical does have an impact on your rebounding and how high you jump when you're going up, you know, to snag O boards, D boards, all that stuff like we just said. So we had enough attributes to push this to 70 vertical, which on a 7'1" is not too bad. Obviously, like I said, we already invested a lot in our strength, post control, standing dunk, and even our interior is already up to 85 because of our strength. So 70 vertical, not bad at all. Let's finish off the physicals here. 60 speed, that's max speed we can get on this build. And we're also going max agility, so at least, you know, we have a chance to slide our feet. You're not very mobile, but you're mobile enough. Obviously, as a center, you're not going to be guarding point guards, but, you know, in terms of moving your feet a little bit in the 5v5 to guard people out of the corner, you know, if you're playing comp pro-am, most centers guard the corner and then they swing down to crash for rebounds. Or if you're in the rec, you know, you're basically playing against other centers. Most of the time, they're not going to be super quick off the dribble. So in terms of having this build for 2s and 3s, on the 2s, you know, you're dominant offensively. You could do it. On the 3s, you're going to need to have the right players around you. It's not a build intended for the 3s. Could you make it work? Absolutely. I've beaten some really good teams on the 3s, and those videos are going to be coming on this build. But overall, you're decently mobile for a 7'1" big man. Decent vertical, very good strength. Let's move on and finish off this finishing, okay? It is Shaq. Shaq, especially, you know, his younger days, but even the Laker Shaq, he was super athletic. We're going 73 driving dunk. That unlocks the bronze posterizer. You know, I'm just thinking in terms of those standing dunks, people are around you, that posterizer is going to pop up. It's going to help you when there's bodies in the paint and you're trying to go up and throw it down. We kept the layup at 53. You can certainly still make layups. Obviously, you're not going to be going to layups as your go-to offensive strategy, but it is, you know, you have some ability to drive and finish. You know, you're setting a pick and roll, you slip to the hoop, catch it, you're going to be throwing it down with the 73 dunk and the 90 standing dunk. You also unlock some park dunks on this build, so if you want to be a 7'1", being, you know, doing windmills and putting it through your legs and all that, you get park dunks on this if you're playing in the more casual modes. Finishing off with the close shot, we already have the gold post hook specialist, gold float game. You're not really going to be going to floaters, but this paint prodigy improves a player's ability to quickly and efficiently score down low. We're going to go +2 and get this on gold. Now, you could push your close shot to 94 if you want to do more post hooks. I just kept it as an option. I don't want that to be my go-to offense. It just gets boring. But if you're trying to play twos on the post scoring type of build, you might want to upgrade that close shot a bit more. Coming down to the playmaking department, and then we will, of course, finish up with the defensive rebounding. Pass accuracy. I went 75 because of how much offense I invested into this build. It's difficult to go high on the pass sack, but if you're looking to play comp pro-am, you're probably going to want to go to 87 or even 93, but 75, you know, you can pass the ball in the half court, no problem. Your silver break starter is solid. It's not great. You're going to get your fair share of bad passes, but you're also going to get your fair share of very good outlet passes. So if you want to go higher, of course do it, but I just didn't have enough. But you are getting that silver break starter and the silver dimer on this build, so it's not like it's a center build that can't throw breaks and can't pass the ball. You know, they're going to be double teaming you a lot. So 75 pass sec, the kick out, silver dimer, it should be quick enough, and that silver dimer will help your teammates shoot. Moving on to the defense. We're keeping the interior at 85. You do get silver post move lockdown. You miss gold by 3, but if you're looking to play 2s or 1s, you might want to upgrade this a bit more. But playing 5v5, you're not dealing with too many post scorers. So I think silver with 85, you know, you're tall, you're strong, all that is also going to help. Onto the perimeter. 62 perimeter. That's max perimeter, and that is going to get you bronze immovable enforcer. Now, on a center, on tall players, any player 6'10 and taller, you cannot get on-ball menace, which kind of acts as your clamps this year. But for a big man, getting that bronze immovable, as you can see, improves a defensive player's strength when defending ball handlers and finishers. So this is going to help you get better bumps on the perimeter. You obviously have a wide hitbox because you're so big. You know, you're 259 pounds, 7'1", max wingspan, you know, 95 strength, bronze immovable. And then you also get gold off-ball pest, which is going to help you if you're playing, you know, 5s and you're guarding the corner. You know, say you're playing comp pro and you're guarding the corner, somebody tries to cut, you'll be able to grab them, bump them a little bit better. Along with the strength, you also get the gold off-ball pest. 60 steal to get the bronze interceptor. Passing lanes on this game go crazy. Now, putting more steal, even though you don't unlock a higher level of interceptor, would help with the animations you might get or how consistently you might steal it, or you press it a little bit late, maybe you get it. We just didn't have enough attributes, so we're going with the absolute threshold of bronze interceptor at 60. But depending on the build that you make, I do recommend putting as much steal as you can, because there was just a test done that showed like just going from 73 steal, which is silver interceptor, going to 75, even though it's not a badge threshold, you get better animation. So I'm sure we're going to find out more and more. So I don't think pushing your steal up higher is a bad idea, but I just didn't have the attributes, so I went with straight up 60. Now let's do rebounding and block. I went 92 O-board. That's going to get you the gold rebound chaser, gold box out beast, silver pogo stick. And then I went 82 on the defensive rebound, not for any reason, it's just the attributes I had left over. And I just think having your rebound in the 70s, even though you have the gold chaser, it's just, you know, kind of, I'd rather push that into the 80s. Most of the time with this, you're bigger than the person you're playing against. You're gonna snag. I mean, I had multiple 20 rebound games in the rec on this build. You're gonna snag as long as you get in position. If you're playing comp pro, you might want to push this up even higher, you know, get that Hall of Fame rebound chaser, maybe even legend rebound chaser. But like I said, this is a more offensive heavy center build. You're a Shaq, but you're looking to be dominant in the post, dominant in the paint. Most comp pro centers, you know, they're putting up rebounding because they're just relying on their guard to create the offense. But on this build, it's Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, you know, you are the offense. Your teammates are going to feed you. You're going to be dominant. Last but not least, we got our block rating. Now, they did a test, and block on this game simply only affects you actually getting your hand to the basketball. It doesn't affect your contests in the paint. Your 85 interior is going to give you your contests in the paint. So I went 74 block, which is bronze paint patroller. Now, silver, gold, Hoff paint patroller, the tests have shown that they are very good, but again, the block rating only affects you actually getting your hand on the ball. So I went for more of, you know, since the 85 interior was tied to the 95 strength, I decided Since that affects my contest and it's tied to my strength, I'm going to sacrifice the block a little bit. Maybe you want to push this to 84, 93, get the silver or gold. Those are definitely better. But with this build, I was getting stops in the paint regardless. Just you're so big, you're so strong. You do have some paint patroller, right? You have it on bronze. You could even use your +1 if you want to push it to silver. But I felt because the interior was already tied to the strength, and I just think getting the contest with the interior being high is just more valuable than having to sacrifice, you know, taking down my rebounding to putting up more block. Like, I think having the rebounding was more valuable, and having, you know, I had to have the strength to get the post badges. It just made sense to say, okay, I'm going to go with the bare minimum of getting bronze paint patroller and keeping that crazy offense. You got 1 tick on free throw to put it to 53. Of course, as I always say, tweak the build to your liking, but this is my Shaquille O'Neal build that I made, and you get the shades of Shaquille O'Neal, as you can see right there. Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal, man. If y'all are looking for a guard build, click that video on the screen right there. That is my day 1 guard build, and I'm still using it right now. 96 dunk, 90 +3, 85 steal. I'm going crazy in Pro-Am with it. Go check it out.